Chapter 11, Ease of Use Upgrade. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The particle knife in Zhang Chen's hand vibrated rapidly, and then he moved like a rabbit, kicking and stomping his feet with unparalleled speed. One hand was placed on the witch's crying and shaking shoulder, and the other hand pierced her neck at the moment of turning around. The witch turned around very quickly, and Zhang Chen was even frightened by her horrible and twisted expression. At this moment, the witch let out a shrill roar and pounced on Zhang Chen, and her 10 fingernails were like sharp razors coming towards Zhang Chen's face. But fortunately, the particle blade in his hand was held tighter because of the sudden change. A pool of blood splashed out from the witch's neck, and Zhang Chen suddenly exerted force, and a head rolled to the side. The witch's eyes turned white and widened, as if she was still thinking about her purpose when she was alive, staring at Zhang Chen. All this seems to be narrated very slowly, but in fact it happened in a flash. Once Zhang Chen reveals a little flaw, the situation at this time will be reversed, and the corpse lying on the ground is himself. Without the head, the witch's body also sagged limply. Zhang Chen threw the body aside with his hands. He was covered in blood and looked very scary. Double experience points. After wiping his cheek slightly, Zhang Chen was very surprised. After having the title of Special Killer, he could get double experience points by killing a special infected person, from the beginning of 10 points to 20 points. After killing the witch, Zhang Chen waved his hand, and the exchange rights left by the 4 corpses on the ground were taken by the Lord God. After the 4 talents were combined, Zhang Chen brought a D-level authority. The particle blade is really useful. The consumption of 2 D-level authorities is not a loss. After killing the witch, Zhang Chen looked up at the front. The team of 100 people advanced a lot. The light was getting closer and closer to here, and the zombies around were getting more and more violent. There were even sporadic gunshots in the battle. It seems that these guys can't wait to start using the guns they found to deal with the zombies. Zhang Chen continued to observe for a while, and suddenly a voice not far away made him alert. "Boss, boss. Boss. You are so handsome. Are you here to save me?" "Woo woo, I knew there were still many kind people. Thank you for saving my life. I have been squatting for a day, my feet are numb." The man was the one who sent messages in the chat channel at night. He saw Zhang Chen solve the witch and ran away immediately. Zhang Chen frowned. He didn't want to establish any relationship with irrelevant people. "Kill him." Zhang Chen clenched the particle blade in his hand and smiled. "Yeah. It's quite troublesome to find this place. Don't say that the witch is really scary." "Right." At this moment, the guy tripped over something and made a loud noise, which was particularly harsh in the dark night. Roar. A strong man broke through the wall and pinned the man to the ground and smashed his head with a punch. Then a burst of laughter sounded, and 2 or 3 short black shadows moved quickly towards Zhang Chen under the moonlight. "You bastard, you stirred up a hornet's nest." Zhang Chen immediately ran, and the strong man behind him chased him like a mad bull. "Why don't you give me a chance to kill him?" At this moment, Zhang Chen hated the man just now. Just because he didn't make mistakes didn't mean that others wouldn't make mistakes. There was a strong man behind him and 3 stalkers around him. Because of his stupidity, he put himself in great danger. Zhang Chen quickly ran into a house to avoid the strong man, but the 3 stalkers followed him in. The strength and speed of the stalkers were not as good as those of the strong men and the witch, so it was easier to deal with them. A stalker rushed towards Zhang Chen desperately. In the darkness, Zhang Chen's vision was greatly limited, and the light and shadow of the particle blade made the battle more confusing. Bang! Zhang Chen was pressed to the ground, but the particle blade also cut off the stalker's head at the same time. The first one, before Zhang Chen could catch his breath, the other 2 stalkers came at the same time. One grabbed Zhang Chen's arm holding the particle blade, and the other held Zhang Chen's head and bit his neck. "Die for me." When people face life and death, they will burst out with great strength. The arm that was not controlled grabbed the stalker's head and slammed it on his forehead. Ah! The arm caught by the other stalker was torn apart by its bite, and the white bones were exposed to the air. The pain made Zhang Chen crazy, with weapons all over his body, and his head kept hitting the stalker riding on his neck. until it fell to the ground powerlessly and got rid of the stalker on its face. Zhang Chen immediately pulled out a steel knife from his left leg and slashed it hard on the head of the other stalker. When the stalker let go, Zhang Chen panted and climbed up all at once. The particle blade cut the heads of the two stalkers and he was relieved. The severe pain and heavy bleeding had made Zhang Chen unconscious, and his eyes were blurred. The wall shattered, and the strong man's huge muscular arm grabbed Zhang Chen's head, and Zhang Chen instinctively moved the particle blade to cut its arm, but the remaining strength of the strong man also acted completely on Zhang Chen's almost crippled right arm. Zhang Chen's right shoulder bone was shattered, and the pain instantly made Zhang Chen's head clear for a moment. The moment his arm was shattered, Zhang Chen roared, "Lord, repair the whole body," that with a series of white lights flashing, Zhang Chen's body was immediately restored to its original state, and his condition was full. After walking between life and death, Zhang Chen's attack was more fierce, his legs curled up, and he climbed on the shoulders of the strong man like a scholar stalker. The particle blade pierced its eyes mercilessly and kept stirring in its brain. The strong man fell to the ground with Zhang Chen. The house was in a mess, and the dark night returned to peace. Congratulations on your successful level upgrade. Current level 3. It's a pity that I can't get freely allocated attribute points when I upgrade my level. Zhang Chen shook his head. He was not far from level 3. He killed 5 special senses in one breath and got a full 100 experience points. It was very cheap for the Lord God to restore his whole body. It only needed a few bonus points, that is, 10 experience points. What's going on? Have you seen the rankings? Some idle people who like gossip have been staring at the rankings and chat channels. The news that Zhang Chen instantly rose to level 3 spread like wildfire, so much so that Zhang Chen, who rose to level 3, also ranked 6th. How fast? Master Zhang Chen was originally ranked 10th. Yes, that was because of the death of Feng Tian and the other two. Fuck, Master is still Master, and Feng Tian is just a clown. Master's upgrade speed is simply breathtaking, that the gossipers flattered him, but the strong ones felt an unprecedented crisis. Chapter 12 Subplane. You are listening at novelfull.audio. How come this guy named Zhang Chen is leveling up so fast? Yeah, we didn't gain much experience in a day, but this guy jumped from the 10th place to the 6th place in half a day. It's like riding a rocket. We have to work hard and try to surpass the top 3 as soon as possible. Guo, who was beside Li Tianzhua, ranked 7th. He and Li Tianzhua formed two major forces, with dozens of younger brothers around them. The two cooperated and reached level 3 before it got dark. Guo was originally ranked 6th, but was defeated because of Zhang Chen's impact. Li Tianzhua, who was ahead of Zhang Chen, also felt a great sense of crisis at this time. The two cooperated to kill the zombies without mercy, and walked farther and farther under the night. Most of the food in this snack street is still edible. Let alone 100 people, even 1,000 people can survive here for a week. He casually collected some food and threw it into the main god space, just enough for himself. It is not realistic to monopolize food. On the other side of the snack street, there is a 3-story building with a large area. It looks like a beast lurking in the night. However, there are still many zombies here. Across the street, there are many defenses around the weapon shop, and the degree of damage is not serious. This is the good place. Zhang Chen climbed over the barbed wire, and just when he was about to go to the weapon shop, the main god suddenly flashed, and then gave a hint to a place. You can enter the subplane through the sewer entrance in front. The subplane has dangers and opportunities. Please act with caution. After entering the subplane, all data attributes will be blocked, and only the chat channel will be retained. The font formed by the white floating lights slowly disappeared, and Zhang Chen looked at the manhole cover in front of him with a solemn face. If there was no hint from the main god, such a place would not be completely contacted. Risks and benefits are equal. How can you get enough benefits without taking risks? Zhang Chen thought very clearly that such a good thing may not come across many times, so every time you have to cherish it. Check personal attributes. Name, Zhang Chen. Level, 3, 50 to 500. Age, 26. Intelligence, 10. Mental strength, 20. Cell vitality, 30. Nerve reaction speed, 12. Muscle tissue strength, 30. Immunity strength, 20. Comprehensive combat power score, 20. Now using the main god to strengthen the body level will lose too much experience. The subplane is a rule that can be used. Zhang Chen kicked the manhole cover away without hesitation. His shoulders tightened slightly under the manhole cover. A white light flashed and he entered the subplane. Lord God, strengthen the fourth dimension. Name, Zhang Chen. Level, 2, 200 to 300. Age, 26. Intelligence, 10. Mental strength, 20. Cell vitality, 40. Nerve reaction speed, 20. Muscle tissue strength, 50. Immunity strength, 25. Comprehensive combat power score, 35. After using the Lord God to enhance the fourth dimension, Zhang Chen's comprehensive combat power score instantly reached 30 points. This is much more than the upgrade from level 1 to level 3, only when it was fully upgraded, Zhang Chen could see the place clearly. The surroundings looked like birdsong and flowers, which was completely different from the feeling of an abandoned city. But the range of activities was also very limited, the fragrance of various flowers and plants filled the nose, and this place was like a small garden. In the center of the small garden grew a fruit tree. Zhang Chen didn't know what kind of fruit tree it was, but the fruit on it was bright and juicy, similar to apples, but with a lot more patterns. This can't be the legendary devil fruit. Zhang Chen smiled, of course knowing that this was impossible. Slowly approaching the central fruit tree, Zhang Chen smelled a dangerous smell at the same time. The giant python suddenly jumped out of the fruit tree. The colorful giant python spit out its tongue and slowly swam down from the tree. The body of the giant python was at least as thick as Zhang Chen's thigh and nearly 3 meters long. It looked like a stranger was not allowed to enter. It seems that this is still a treasure. Zhang Chen smiled and looked at the giant python in front of him and said, Lord God, analyze it. Colorful giant python, D-level magic beast, copper skin and iron bones, huge power, can easily roll up hundreds of kilograms of heavy objects, non-toxic. Combat power assessment, 40 points. It's easy if it's not poisonous. The combat power is not much higher than his own, but any third-level person who comes in will be ruthlessly killed by it. His immunity is higher. Generally, giant pythons have no toxins. This is good news. Zhang Chen swayed left and right to test the giant python. The head of the giant python swayed left and right with Zhang Chen, staring at Zhang Chen with cold-blooded eyes. The next second, the colorful python moved instantly. It arched its body and instantly shot out like an arrow from a string, so fast that ordinary people could not react at all. But Zhang Chen was not an ordinary person, but a strong man with a physical fitness 3 or 4 times that of ordinary people. The speed of the ejection is indeed very fast, but I just strengthened the reflex nerves and the corresponding muscle strength. Zhang Chen raised his hand fiercely and grabbed the snake's head. At the same time, the particle blade in his hand shook at a high frequency and chopped towards the 7 inches of the colorful python, hit the snake at its 7-inch point. This mantra is known to even children. But the 7-colored giant python would not give up struggling so easily. Its tail suddenly rolled towards Zhang Chen's body at an incredible angle, intending to kill Zhang Chen with its most powerful attack. Snake bind. Blocked the curled snake body with both arms, but there was only a click, and the 2 arms were tightly contracted together, and the entire chest was squeezed so that it could not breathe. The particle blade in his hand fell to the ground due to the huge squeezing force, and the exposed arm instantly turned purple, as if it was about to die at any time. Even the left hand holding the snake's head gradually lost its strength. Zhang Chen knew that if he continued like this, he would definitely die at the hands of this snake. He suddenly lowered his head, opened his mouth, and showed his white teeth, biting down the snake at its 7-inch position. The snake's skin in his mouth seemed like hard plastic, but even so, he would bite off its 7-inch position even if his teeth were broken. The tug-of-war between one man and one snake began like this. On the one hand, the 5-colored giant python tightened its body, and on the other hand, Zhang Chen's teeth vowed to tear the skin and flesh of the five-colored giant python. Zhang Chen's lungs were struggling to breathe, and the squeezed blood surged to his throat. His own blood mixed with the blood of the five-colored giant python oozed out. At this time, Zhang Chen's expression was ferocious, and suddenly his mouth closed violently, and a large amount of snake meat was torn off by him. The five-colored giant python finally felt the pain, curled up and then stretched immediately. This was Zhang Chen's opportunity. His left leg held the tail of the five-colored giant python and pressed it to the ground fiercely. Then his right hand quickly picked up the particle blade and chopped it down at the injured part of the five-colored giant python. The five-colored giant python, which was cut off 7 inches, was still struggling on the ground and raising dust. Finally, its body slowly collapsed and lay on the ground under Zhang Chen's gaze and lost its life. Chapter 13, Subplane Pioneer, Rich Rewards. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Zhang Chen panted and slumped on the ground. He felt weak only after his tense nerves relaxed. Fortunately, his physique was beyond ordinary people. His hands almost recovered to normal in more than 10 minutes. It seems that there is not much damage in the body. Zhang Chen was so nervous when he killed the five-colored giant python that he didn't even pay attention to his own condition. Looking at the attribute panel at this time, he was dumbfounded. Name, Zhang Chen. Age, 26. Level, 3, 200 to 500. Intelligence, 10. Mental strength, 20. Cell vitality, 45. Nerve reaction speed, 20. Muscle tissue strength, 60. Immune strength, 30. Comprehensive combat power score, 40. After killing the giant python, his cell vitality, muscle tissue and immune strength have increased. The blood of the five-colored giant python has the function of strengthening the body and can also restore body damage. Drinking it once will not work the second time. Tip: the first time you enter the subplane and fight successfully, you will get the title of Pioneer. Later generations cannot get the title. Having the title of Pioneer can get a bonus of luck when fighting in the subplane. When killing monsters in the subplane, there is a 5% chance of exploding A-level treasure chests. Pioneers will give a reminder of the subplane when they are within 100 meters of the subplane. The attributes of the title can be hidden, and others cannot see it. By chance, I bit open the body of the five-colored giant python with my teeth and drank its blood. I didn't expect that the blood would have a strengthening effect on the body. My combat power directly rose to a higher level, and I got another title. It's also a good thing that the title of Pioneer can be hidden. In this way, the situation of the subplane can be hidden, and the longer the things in the subplane are hidden, the better. Not only that, the experience points used up just after entering the subplane have also greatly increased and surpassed before. Killing the five-colored giant python gave him 300 experience points. Zhang Chen was extremely surprised, and his strength increased again. The more he thought about entering the subplane this time, the happier he felt. Looking at the five-colored giant python just now, Zhang Chen wanted to kiss it, but this thing is dead, and Zhang Chen was just talking casually, and now he can finally pick the fruits he has been thinking about. Lord, analyze the flowers, plants and trees in the subplane. After the Lord gave out a soft light, all the information entered Zhang Chen's mind. It must be said that the Lord's role is too great. He can explore, analyze, and scan. He is simply omnipotent, and these effects rarely use bonus points. The first thing that comes into view is the fruit tree in the middle. Bailian fruit, each one you eat will increase 2 points of 4 dimensions, and you can take up to 5. Agastac, can be used for detoxification, and has excellent effects on weak toxins. Hemostatic flower, as the name suggests, can stop bleeding. Intermittent grass, rub it on the broken bone when the bone is broken. The powerful medicinal effect can restore the bone injury in a short time. There are 3 kinds of herbs and 1 kind of fruit tree in the secondary plane. The effect of the fruit tree is naturally the best, and Zhang Chen is also unceremoniously eating the bright and juicy fruit in big mouthfuls. He burped until he finished eating 5. there are 10 plants of each of the 3 kinds of herbs around, a total of 30 plants, all of which were collected, and there are still 40 bai lian fruits on the fruit tree. Zhang Chen circled around the fruit tree, and then he smiled and a shovel appeared in his hand. That's right, Zhang Chen plans to uproot this tree. This amount of fruit is too little. Even if he can't eat it, he can sell it. Zhang Chen did what he said, dug up the whole tree with its roots, and placed it in the Lord God's storage space. In this way, as long as there is a suitable place to plant the Balian fruit, you can get the fruit continuously in the future. This is much more cost-effective than taking only 40 Balian fruits. Right. Zhang Chen's eyes suddenly lit up, and he immediately took out the Lord God. Lord God, check all kinds of spiritual herbs, elixirs and magic medicines. That the Lord God's light lit up in front of Zhang Chen, and then a large number of elixirs and herbs came into view. Foundation building pill. 1 pill can successfully build the foundation and enter the house. To exchange for foundation building pill, you need A-level authority and 5,000 reward points. When Zhang Chen looked at a few immortal herbs and elixirs, he laughed so hard. The exchange of these things was too exaggerated, but the introduction was also extremely domineering. Query the 100 refining fruit. Sorry, I didn't find what you need. Please confirm whether the effect of this item is too poor or the level is too low. This item is not included in the exchangeable list of the Lord God. Zhang Chen complained, this is too Versailles. The 100 refining fruit that people can't even beg for is not included in the Lord God's list because it is too poor. Zhang Chen couldn't help but sigh that the Lord God was rich and generous, and he didn't even look at such good things. But for me, these things are also things to make a fortune. The Lord God's exchange will reward points, and I can completely rely on the Lord God to use this to do some profitable business. Zhang Chen took a break. He had been busy all day. It was rare to be here without any disturbance and in a good environment, so he just took a break. While taking a break, Zhang Chen opened the chat channel and watched others bragging. Somehow, the chat turned to his own head. Strange, Zhang Chen's ranking has not moved for a long time. And it's still falling. Yes. Zhang Chen was curious, and then he remembered that he couldn't check his ranking in the subplane space. Will Zhang Chen have an accident? His ranking dropped too fast. In fact, it's not that Zhang Chen's ranking dropped fast, but that everyone is fighting for the treasure chest now. The first person to reach level 5 can get a B-level treasure chest, and the things in the treasure chest are rarer as the level increases. Everyone is crazy about being able to reach level 5 as soon as possible, so it's not surprising that his ranking experience dropped. This situation is also caused by the fact that he entered the subplane and all updates stagnated. When I entered, I had level 3 experience points, 100 to 500, and now I have level 3 experience points, 200 to 500. Even if I wasted more than 10 minutes digging tree roots, it would be too difficult to increase my experience points by 100 points in these 10 minutes. It seems that my experience points after I go out will still crush everyone else. Thinking of this, Zhang Chen was relieved. In any case, even if I keep exchanging props with the Lord God, my upgrade speed is the best in the field, and my current combat power has increased to 40 points, and I can easily face D-level monsters. I don't know how much stronger it is than the ordinary level 3. Even the first place on the leaderboard is far behind me. Chapter 14 Decomposable Magical Beast. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Combat power is difficult to measure with levels and values, and can only be used as a reference. A person's different reactions to things, talents, and desire to survive in a crisis can all become combat power values. And often at this time, human combat power can be maximized. Zhang Chen hid in the space to rest. According to his own speculation, it will take some time for Li Feng and others to advance to the snack bar in one go, and his position here is extremely safe, and he doesn't have to worry about whether he will be attacked by zombies. At the same time, he also sorted out the entire encounter today. First of all, the 6-dimensional attributes of the body. The things obtained have strengthened the 4-dimensional attributes. Only the spiritual and intellectual aspects have not been improved above. Course, Zhang Chen thinks this is a more idealistic aspect, so it is normal that it cannot be improved. I don't care much about intelligence. It's at the level of normal people. Even if it increases, it doesn't mean wisdom. Mental power is a bit intriguing. His mental power is originally twice that of ordinary people, so he is not in a hurry. The main god can easily obtain the overall enhancement of the 6 dimensions, but Zhang Chen currently values the other 4 dimensions more. Cell vitality, immunity, muscle strength, reflex nerves. After all, these are the real effects on his own visible strength growth, but now Zhang Chen is not satisfied with only strengthening the 4 dimensions. Among the 4 major categories of the Lord God, the physical strengthening category is what he is eager to get now. Especially the exchange of power, whether it is blood or various magical powers. Devil fruit. Saiyan blood. Superman, all of them. It's just that the exchange of these things is not cheap. Starting from the basics, it is the exchange of double C permissions. Playing with the Lord God in his hand, this thing must have functions that he has not developed, and today's novice task is very simple, very simple. Whether it is an ordinary zombie or a fresh zombie, or a special infected person, they don't even have a level. The colorful giant python that he encountered here is a D-level monster, but zombies have no level. Obviously, there will be unexpected gains after killing some monsters. At this time, Zhang Chen looked at the corpse of the colorful giant python. Ha! The body of the colorful python has changed slightly, and a ball of light is floating on it. Zhang Chen immediately came to the front of the colorful python. You can get bonus points after decomposing the monster body, and there is a chance to get the redemption right. Do you want to decompose? At the moment the Lord God gave the prompt, Zhang Chen's heart was hot. If you kill more monsters, you don't have to spend your experience points to redeem bonus points. Decompose. Zhang Chen decomposed the body of the colorful python without hesitation. Get 2 bonus points. Not bad. Equivalent to 20 experience points. Zhang Chen smiled, and his own bonus points will be settled in the future. Zhang Chen opened the chat channel with a smile. At this time, most players were tired and thirsty, and were unwilling to continue the action. I'm so tired. I've been avoiding zombies and killing zombies for a whole day. I barely drank a sip of water. Yeah, no matter how strong your body is, the law of conservation of energy is here. Even using your talent will consume your physical strength. I'm almost starving. Who isn't like this? Endless fighting, the body can't hold up at all. Boss, there are food in some stores and buildings. You know it, don't you? I know. So what if I know? There are so many zombies in these places, it's extremely difficult to get in, but the food and water you can get are pitifully small. Zhang Chen smiled and watched. What these people said was not unreasonable, although food and water are extremely important, but it's only been a day, and some people would rather starve for another day than joke with their lives. Who knows, there may be a simple way to get food later. Tip, half of the players in this channel have entered the 2nd level, and the channel trading system is turned on. This is coming as I was talking. Brothers, we can trade now. Right, this function should have been opened long ago, so that everyone can communicate well and survive more easily. If they are all dead, what's the point of evolving? Brothers, who has food, please, put it up for trading. I'm almost starving, is there any big guy who would give me a bite of food? Originally, I wanted to trade Warcraft corpses, but now. Zhang Chen puts all kinds of water resources, bread, and self-heating rice on the shelves, and each one is exchanged for one of various herbs and spiritual fruits. Zhang Chen immediately began to hand over the water resources and food that everyone urgently needed. Everyone was dizzy after being hungry for a day, and spiritual fruits and herbs could not be eaten as meals. If they were not slaughtered now, there would be no chance in the future. Boss Zhang Chen. Fuck, how come Boss Zhang Chen is alive again? What are you talking about? When has Boss Zhang Chen ever died? Food, so much food. Everyone stared at the trading channel with their eyes wide open. Zhang Chen stored a lot of food in the Lord's storage space. Fairy grass and spiritual fruit. Boss, can I exchange it with weapons? Boss, we don't have these things. If you don't mind, tell me the coordinates, and we can sit down and talk slowly. If you come to me, I will follow Zhang Chen from now on. Some people were calmer and asked directly, Zhang Chen, where are you? How can there be so much food? I think Zhang Chen must be hiding in a place full of food to enjoy it. Not as pitiful as us. People are different. I understand why Zhang Chen's ranking has dropped. The boss definitely doesn't care about this little time. After a day of hard work, of course you have to rest well. How can you keep fighting, for the sake of food? Everyone shamelessly flattered Zhang Chen. Ding! Li Ming used the power fruit to trade your mineral water and self-heating rice. After the transaction was completed, a flash of light appeared in his hand, and a black fruit appeared. The power fruit looks very ugly, but the effect is amazing. Power fruit, after use, you can increase muscle strength by 10 points. Only use it once. The black power fruit is fresh and juicy, crisp and sweet. Zhang Chen looked at his body. After a day, his thin and shriveled body looked like someone who had been exercising for many years. His muscles were clearly defined and he was strong and powerful. Brother Zhang Chen, I am Zhou Hui, who is ranked 4th. If you can give me some food, I will definitely accept your favor. Next time I have something good to trade with you, I will give it to you at a lower price. If you encounter any difficulties these days, come to me. Chapter 15: A Powerful Alliance. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Interesting. Zhang Chen smiled. Zhou Hui really treated him as a dish. Zhou Hui, you are only ranked 4th, why do you think you can get Zhang Chen to accept your favor? At this time, Li Feng continued, are you sure Zhang Chen won't surpass you in the first place? Zhou Hui was speechless when Li Feng, who came in second place, retorted like this. The ranking speaks for itself. The second-placed Li Feng is only behind the first-place Li Ming, but is much better than him. Zhang Chen didn't bother to pay attention to a clown like Zhou Hui. Ding! Li Tianzui used the magic fruit to successfully trade water and food with you. A lot of fruits and herbs slowly appeared in Zhang Chen's hands. Many people are doing business with him one after another. Although this is a modern city, you can still find some props and other items that resemble hidden mechanisms scattered in the corners. Luck is not exclusive to Zhang Chen, others can also benefit from it. Magic fruit can increase the strength of immune cells. It can only be used once. Most of the fruits can only be used once, but there are many types of fruits traded, and Zhang Chen also gained a lot. These fruits alone have stretched Zhang Chen's flat belly. Zhang Chen was satisfied after eating the fruit. The rewards obtained in exchange for ordinary food were not small. At this time, he checked his attribute panel, and the overall attributes were strengthened by another level. Name, Zhang Chen. Age, 26. Level, 3, 200 to 500. Intelligence, 10. Mental strength, 20. Cell viability, 50. Nervous reaction speed, 50. Muscle strength, 70. Immunity strength, 40. Comprehensive combat power rating, 55. Under normal conditions, his comprehensive combat power rating has reached 55 points, which is 10 times the combat power of ordinary people. It's almost time to leave here. Li Feng and others should have almost captured the snack street. After taking a look at the trading channel, it turned out that Li Feng, Wang Yu and others had put on the shelves a large amount of food. The light flickered, and Zhang Chen climbed out of the manhole cover. The snack street nearby was busy. Look, Master Zhang Chen's avatar lights up again. What the hell? Master Zhang Chen squeezed Zhou Hui out. Yes. Look. Great Master Zhang Chen is in 4th place. I'll go. What did Zhou Hui just say? Zhou Hui gritted his teeth and looked at the chat channel. At this point, he had no shame in continuing to talk in the chat channel. We must find a way to get this place back. Master, please, I want to have a monkey with you. Master, this little girl is willing to serve you. I won't mind it even if other sisters are with me. Master, if you like men, you can also consider me. I also like to go through the back door. It's time to start my plan. Zhang Chen looked at the crowd building defenses on the snack street and smiled and turned over. A large number of zombies around the snack street have been taken care of by Li Feng and others, but everyone still dare not make a big noise at night, Li Feng commanded his men. Some people died from the beginning until now, but many people also joined along the way. Li Feng is currently ranked second and has a very high reputation in this team. Take 20 people to collect food. We only need to hold on to these few houses. Don't be greedy for too much. Deploy fortifications around the area to block the zombies' advance, and block every corner. Turn off 99% of the lights. These lights are like guide signs in the dark. The zombies will follow the light to find them, Wang Yu said with emotion. I have to say that Li Feng himself is very strong and his command is unambiguous. Captain, if you do it, you will definitely do better. You are a retired soldier, he is far worse than you. Chang Hao, who was beside Wang Yu, curled his lips and looked disdainfully at Li Feng, who was standing in the center of the crowd and commanding. Stop staring at him. Do you still remember what I asked you to do? Of course I remember, wasn't it just staring at Zhang Chen? Chang Hao just finished speaking, then turned around and stared in a certain direction. Zhang Chen's senses were very keen at this time. The moment he was targeted, Zhang Chen immediately locked onto Chang Hao who was targeting him. Chang Hao suddenly felt hairy all over his body, as if he was being targeted by a beast. Zhang Chen is here. Chang Hao turned slightly to the side and hid behind Wang Yu and said, my B-level talent scanning eye has discovered Zhang Chen. But I don't know why, but I also feel like I'm being targeted by him. We are obviously far apart. Zhang Chen's figure appeared from the shadow of the building and looked at Chang Hao with his eyes. Wang Yu looked at Zhang Chen who was walking slowly and said, I didn't expect that the communication soldiers on the battlefield turned out to be the famous Zhang Chen brothers. Captain Wang Yu, what a joke. In front of you, I'm just an ordinary person. Zhang Chen responded to Wang Yu calmly. Zhang Chen, is all this your masterpiece? Li Feng, who was commanding everyone, also discovered Zhang Chen. A subordinate beside him said something in his ear, and Li Feng also walked towards Wang Yu and Zhang Chen's position. In the entire team, only he and Wang Yu ranked in the top 10, and the others were outside the top 100. Now Zhang Chen's appearance can take their combat effectiveness to a higher level. Zhang Chen, Li Feng pushed Wang Yu away. Wang Yu shrugged and said nothing, but Chang Hao next to him looked filled with indignation. He couldn't stand what Li Feng was doing. It was hard to say who would win in a fight between Captain Wang Yu and Li Feng. Li Feng in front of him obviously wanted to win Zhang Chen into his employ. Zhang Chen, you are quite capable. Are you interested in working with me? It's only a matter of time for the two of us to join forces and unseat Li Ming, who is in first place. Follow me and make me the first level 5. Zhang Chen smiled and said, maybe I came here just for this matter. Do you know what I just did? I'm going to check out the spot. Now that the food problem is solved, we will need a lot of weapons. There is a weapons store next to it. There are a lot of thermal weapons in there, enough to equip everyone here. Li Feng's heart was filled with excitement when he heard this. He immediately patted Zhang Chen on the shoulder and said, good boy, you are so thoughtful. You have gathered these people, right? You will be my military advisor from now on. I will be the first to reach level 5, and you will be the second. Follow me and I will never treat you badly. Come with me, let's eat something and take a rest. At this time, Li Feng completely regarded Zhang Chen as one of his own, and they got along very well with him. Captain, who is this? That Zhang Chen. Wang Yu raised his hand to shut up Chang Hao and said, no need to say more, Li Feng has a lot of people, and he is proud of his first novice mission, so we are not in a hurry. It's good to be alive. Chapter 16 Winning over the People. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhang Chen followed Li Feng into his camp unhurriedly. Seeing that Li Feng attached so much importance to Zhang Chen, everyone looked at Zhang Chen sideways. Some people recognized Zhang Chen from the faint light. It's Zhang Chen. Fuck, Zhang Chen. Why is he here? I heard that he is a maverick. Now he is joining forces with Li Feng. isn't it a strong combination? Zhang Chen is so handsome, I love him. He is crazy. Everyone was amazed at Zhang Chen's appearance. Li Feng said with a smile, Zhang Chen, look, they are cheering for your arrival. Join hands with me, we will definitely become the strongest. Zhang Chen smiled and nodded. The two came to the central position. Li Feng had already prepared everything here, including food and water, and even the mattress and quilt were laid out. Zhang Chen smacked his lips. The man in front of him was still very enjoyable. Have as much as you want, you're welcome. Tell me about your plan. At this time, Li Feng couldn't wait to stare at Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen smiled and patted Li Feng on the shoulder and said, Captain Li Feng, don't worry, I can see that you are a man who can accomplish great things. Take a look at this. Zhang Chen took out a map of the weapons store, and also the location of each street. Unfolding the sketch, Zhang Chen said, the defense ratio of the weapons store is much stricter than here. We can even use the weapons store as a stronghold to lure zombies for slaughter. We have enough people and enough weapons, a wave of zombies will have tens of thousands of zombies, and then we will eliminate them all in one go. Li Feng's eyes lit up when he heard Zhang Chen speak, and he only regretted that he had not met Zhang Chen earlier. Zhang Chen told all his plans, and Li Feng nodded repeatedly. Li Feng smiled and said, Brother Zhang Chen, I know nothing about these things. With you, I am even more powerful. No, if there is nothing else, I will rest first. I am tired after a day of reconnaissance. Li Feng nodded and hurriedly arranged a place for Zhang Chen to sleep, and even brought two girls to try to win over Zhang Chen. The two girls were good-looking and hot, standing in front of Zhang Chen with sparkling eyes. Zhang Chen, you can enjoy them both. No, thank you for your kindness. I have been busy all day and I have no energy. Zhang Chen waved his hand. I didn't think it through. Rest early, I have something else to arrange, so I won't be polite with you. Captain Li, please. Without Li Feng's order, the two women still flirted with Zhang Chen. After all, Zhang Chen is one of the only 3 in the top 10 here. Boss Zhang Chen, let me serve you. Aren't we pretty? Yes, aren't our bodies hot enough? The two gently pulled down their clothes, and their white rabbits were faintly visible under the dim light. Get lost. Zhang Chen's face changed and he looked at the two women who were posing coquettishly with cold eyes. If you don't get lost, I'll kill you. The smiles on the faces of the two women suddenly froze, and the murderous aura emitted by Zhang Chen made them unable to move. Let's go. When Zhang Chen spoke, the two felt relieved and fled immediately. Zhang Chen is too scary. It's like being a beast when facing him. What a lunatic. Stupid man who doesn't understand romance. The two women left and cursed Zhang Chen behind his back for not knowing how to be gentle with women, and then went to find Li Feng. Originally, the two of them were willing to be Li Feng's playthings, and for Li Feng, since they are playthings, they can naturally be traded. He doesn't care about 8 or 10 women when trading for a talent like Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen was lying on the bed. He was now a favorite of Li Feng. No one dared to harm him here, he was destined to have a good sleep tonight. Zhang Chen. Wang Yu suddenly walked to Zhang Chen's bed and sat beside him and said, Li Feng is not a good guy. You may not have seen his methods yet. I advise you not to get too close to him. Today, he has given up on many people. Captain Wang Yu, I know you are a good person. For your reminder, I will also give you a reminder. Stay away from the weapons store after getting the weapon from the weapons store. I will only say it once. It's up to you whether you listen or not. What do you mean? Wang Yu's tone changed. He didn't quite understand what Zhang Chen meant, but Zhang Chen turned his back and didn't say a word. Wang Yu saw Zhang Chen like this and could only give up asking. Chang Hao, let our people be smart and take turns at night. Li Feng can't be fully trusted, and Zhang Chen seems to have some ideas. Don't worry, my panoramic eyes can monitor the entire area. But Li Feng really knows how to enjoy himself. After arranging the duty personnel, Li Feng grabbed the breasts of the two women with both hands and walked to his exclusive room. At this time, anyone could guess why he took the two women in. It's time, and you still have the mind to do this kind of thing. Chang Hao is young and can't stand Li Feng's bandit style. Instead, Wang Yu said, just take care of yourself, don't forget that our team is still dependent on him. Humph. Those people are too spineless. After seeing the rankings, they all fawned on Li Feng like lackeys. Isn't he the second on the rankings? Okay, stop talking nonsense. Wang Yu said coldly, Chang Hao, put away your childish mind. At night, zombies howled, and Li Feng's team finally established a small safe zone where they didn't have to worry about food and drink. Li Feng was wantonly showing off his manly demeanor in the room. A day's battle was nothing to him. Boss Li Feng, that Zhang Chen is not interesting at all. Yeah. He's not as good as you, and he still acts like he's so great. The sweat of the two women mixed with Li Feng's heavy breathing. Zhang Chen. He's just a pawn I used. Such talents are rare. You don't think I'll do anything to him just because of your 1 or 2 words, do you? Li Feng's palms were strong, pinching the two of them. No, we don't dare. The two women panicked, but Li Feng laughed. Ha ha ha. When I am strong enough, I will make him apologize to you. From now on, both of you must serve me well every day. Yes, husband Li Feng, we will serve you well. Outside the door, a man looked at everything in the room and swallowed his saliva vaguely. Boss Li Feng, I have arranged everything you asked me to arrange. Well, then you can go away, don't disturb my elegance. Yes. At this time, Zhang Chen, who was dozing, suddenly opened his eyes. He was surrounded by surveillance. Although it was not obvious, all of this could not escape his eyes. It seems that Li Feng is still worried about me. Humph. Chapter 18 The Stronger One. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I feel much safer with you brothers following me. The bald strong man on the side smiled honestly, Brother Zhang Chen, my name is Wei Junfa. Although I am not ranked high, I am also one of those who have awakened the B-level talent. Wei Junfa has a simple face and a shiny forehead, but there is a hideous scar on his forehead. Oh, Zhang Chen didn't expect that Wei Junfa in front of him was actually a B-level talent awakener. I wonder what kind of B-level talent Brother Wei has awakened. Wei Junfa laughed and said, although it is a B-level talent, it is not used for fighting. My talent can manipulate metal in a certain range. Zhang Chen raised his eyebrows and said, isn't this Magneto's talent? If it is developed properly, it will be amazing. I wonder if Brother Wei can show it. I can manipulate metal that does not exceed 5 kilograms within 3 meters around me. Wei Junfa's hands seemed to generate black and purple electromagnetic waves, and the swords, spears, and halberds in the hands of the people around him all trembled uncontrollably and moved towards Wei Junfa. Awesome! Zhang Chen's eyes lit up and he said, with Brother Wei's protection, we will definitely be able to complete the mission successfully. Wei Junfa smiled innocently and said, I don't know where the place you are talking about is. Not far, it's only a few hundred meters away. Zhang Chen smiled and went out from a side path with Wei Junfa and others. There were Li Feng's men in front of them to contain the zombies, and they didn't attract attention when they left. Wang Yu asked Chang Hao to monitor Zhang Chen. At this time, Zhang Chen left, and Chang Hao immediately reported, Zhang Chen and Wei Junfa are gone. Gone. Well, they moved very fast and have left my surveillance range. What is Li Feng going to do? Wei Junfa is his most loyal subordinate. Brothers, clear all the zombies around, and don't let Zhang Chen, the military advisor, get hurt at all. Wei Junfa shouted to the 9 people around him. All these 9 people were equipped with excellent machetes and were very skilled. It seems that this is Li Feng's private army. Is he going to use this group of people to monitor me? Zhang Chen sneered slightly and saw something from the corner of his eyes. Then he deliberately walked to the corner and said, Brother Wei, I'm going to the toilet. Wait for me. At this moment, a stalker suddenly rushed out and held Zhang Chen's head and crashed into the house next to him. Go and save people, Wei Junfa yelled, squinting at the same time. 9 people rushed into the house in one breath. Zhang Chen held the stalker with both hands. The particle blade had already cut into its brain but did not kill it immediately. The moment the 9 people rushed into the house, Zhang Chen rolled over and collided with one of them. The particle blade hidden under the stalker suddenly pierced into the heart of one of them, and then drew the knife without leaving a trace and threw the dead stalker on this person. Everyone rushed up to save people and hacked the stalker to death. A white light entered Zhang Chen's body without anyone noticing. After a commotion, Zhang Chen came out in a dusty state, but one of the people who went in to save him died. "Brother Wei, I'm so sorry. 2 brothers died because of me." Zhang Chen's face was gloomy, and he was sad for the 2 people who just died. "Forget it, Zhang Chen, be careful next time." Wei Junfa's face was ugly and the smile on his face disappeared. "Zhang Chen, we have been walking for half an hour. Where is that place? We will be there soon." Zhang Chen led everyone around in the rubble, and then finally found his target. A strong man roared and rushed towards the 10 people like a mad bull. "When did a strong man come here?" Zhang Chen was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat and said, "Brother Wei, let's retreat quickly." Wei Junfa's face was cold and black and purple electromagnetic waves appeared in his hands. All the metals around him merged together and suddenly accelerated and smashed out. Zhang Chen had already run away. This strong man was the trouble he deliberately brought. Although Wei Junfa and the other 8 people can fight against the strong man, they will also suffer heavy losses. "Zhang Chen. Why don't you come to help?" 2 of the 8 people have died, leaving only 6. The strong man is too strong. Zhang Chen stood aside and said with a smile, "Didn't you say you would protect me? Then why do you want me to do it? Here are all experience points, wouldn't it be better if I give them to you?" Wei Junfa bit his teeth and the scar on his forehead moved with his expression. He said viciously, "Zhang Chen, what is your purpose in approaching brother Li Feng?" "Oh. It seems that Li Feng really doesn't trust me, and I have no purpose in approaching him. It's nothing more than killing him." Zhang Chen sneered. "It seems that what the eldest brother said is right, you are a bitch." No, I am a smart man, fighting and killing is what you idiots like to do. I just want to maximize the benefits in the simplest way. Wei Junfa, you will die here, except for me, there will be no living people here." Zhang Chen took action, not to help Wei Junfa and others, but to stand on the side of the strong man. "You go and kill Zhang Chen, I will contain it." Wei Junfa gritted his teeth and pulled out his pistol, suddenly turning the gun towards Zhang Chen. It turned out that he was not as big and strong as he looked. Zhang Chen dodged several bullets and even flew past his skin. The burning pain immediately spread from his left arm to his brain. "Good for you, Wei Junfa, I didn't expect you to be so smart." Zhang Chen hid behind the wall, and he couldn't face the attack of the bullets, but because Wei Junfa wanted to kill him, he was entangled by the strong man at this time, and the situation was precarious. Zhang Chen took a look and sneered, then ran out from behind the wall. Zhang Chen, who was going all out, only needed 5 seconds to sprint 100 meters, and instantly came to one of the younger brothers. The particle knife easily cut the throat of this younger brother without even vibrating. Then Zhang Chen moved like a ghost, blocking Wei Junfa's face and killing all these younger brothers one by one. The remaining 6 people had almost no power to resist Zhang Chen. Wei Junfa gnashed his teeth and his eyes turned red as he watched this scene. These brothers fought with him all the way yesterday and had a life-and-death friendship. "Zhang Chen. I'm going to kill you." Wei Junfa was like a madman, smashing the metal in his hand at the strong man, and rushed over desperately. Just when Zhang Chen thought he would be slapped away by the strong man, Wei Junfa unexpectedly shot the strong man in the head with a gun. The next second, the strong man's strong body fell down, and Wei Junfa stared at Zhang Chen like a beast. Chapter 19 Zombie Trap Plan Unfolds. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhang Chen clapped his hands and cheered. "I really should applaud you. Wei Junfa, amazing reaction and strength. Just at that moment, you used metal to protect the vital parts of your body, and used fake moves to deceive the strong man to kill it with 2 shots at the critical moment. The movements were smooth and smooth. It seems that you have hidden yourself beside Li Feng. You are stronger than him. What kind of magic potion did this old guy drink for you, so that you want to be his subordinate? I don't hate loyal people like you. If you leave and don't go back to Li Feng, I can let you go. Wei Junfa smiled and answered Zhang Chen with his actions. Thick metal chains stretched out from behind Wei Junfa like a spider spreading its legs. These chains flew towards Zhang Chen at the same time. Wei Junfa, it seems that you are smart. These chains weigh at least 10 kilograms in total, right? The area you can control is more than 3 meters. You have been on guard against me from the beginning. Zhang Chen was not panicked at all when facing the iron chain that was shooting at him. Wei Junfa, let me ask you a question. The iron chain was only one step away from Zhang Chen, but Zhang Chen still did not make any move. Zhang Chen. I will take you back to Brother Li Feng for disposal. You can't survive. Which is faster, the bullet or your iron chain? Zhang Chen had an M4 in his hand, the bullet was fired, the fire snake spewed, and the huge gunshot echoed above the two of them. Wei Junfa looked at Zhang Chen in astonishment. No martial ethics. .3 bullets shot into Wei Junfa's forehead. Wei Junfa looked up and fell, and the flying iron chain also fell to the ground. Originally, he thought it would be a big battle, but he didn't expect it to end in this way. I never thought that Zhang Chen would be so unfisted. Zhang Chen put away his gun and said, what era is this? Weren't you very smart when you shot me just now? The corpses on the ground are all treasures in Zhang Chen's eyes. 9 balls of white light floated on the dead bodies, the Lord God floated, and all 9 balls of light were in Zhang Chen's hands. 8 D-level permissions, plus 1 C-level permission. Wei Junfa's B-level talent converted into permissions is just a C-level permission in the eyes of the Lord God, but these are enough. 3 DS can be exchanged for 1 C, I just have 9 D-level permissions, all converted into C-level permissions. Now there are a total of 4 C-level permissions, and then Zhang Chen converted 3 CS into 1 B-level permission. Finally I have B-level permissions. Zhang Chen was excited, he had been waiting for this B-level talent for a long time. With B-level talent in hand, there will be a lot of bonus points. Everything is Zhang Chen's lie, there is no vehicle at all, everything is fake, a trick to deceive Li Feng. Li Feng did anticipate the lies that Zhang Chen might bring, but he never thought that Zhang Chen would have such a powerful ability. Wei Junfa, who is stronger than himself, is equipped with 9 thugs. This lineup is luxurious enough, but Zhang Chen still easily solved it with a trick. Standing in the center of the ruins, the sound of the fight just now has attracted many zombies. Zhang Chen's goal is not these zombies. Zhang Chen stood forward on the building, and the central bank was in front of him. There are piles of special infected people here, all of whom are freshly infected, and even old and weak zombies are not seen. Just don't alarm the guy inside. Zhang Chen sneered and said, Lord, exchange the zombie attraction device. The zombie trap requires a C-level authority and 10 reward points. Do you want to exchange it? Yes. Zhang Chen's eyes condensed, and he didn't want to sacrifice the child to catch the wolf. The disappearance of 100 experience points immediately made Zhang Chen's ranking fall. Zhang Chen smiled bitterly. This ranking system really pitted him. It is inevitable to be confused when going up and down. Once the amount of things exchanged is large, it is easy to be exposed. If they were all monsters, I wouldn't have this kind of trouble. When the exchange was completed, the Lord God flashed and something similar to an alarm transmitter appeared in Zhang Chen's hand. There is a button on the blue and red square box. As long as the button is pressed, the zombie trap will affect the zombie's brain with a wavelength that humans cannot perceive. The zombie trap has an impact range of about 100 meters, which is almost enough to lure all the zombies in front of the central bank. Zhang Chen chuckled, calculated the distance, and pressed the button in his hand. At the same time, all the zombies rushed towards Zhang Chen's position as if they were stimulated by something. Even the witch who was sitting on the ground and crying turned around without hesitation. Hee hee, Zhang Chen screamed and started running away. His purpose was to lure all these zombies to the weapons store and let Li Feng's people fight with the zombies. According to the current progress, Li Feng and others should not have time to completely occupy the weapons store. At that time, cooperate with these zombies to kill Li Feng and others, and you can get a lot of exchange rights. This is Zhang Chen's purpose. The special infected were extremely fast, and while Zhang Chen was moving, countless zombies within a radius of 100 meters joined the zombie tide. Zhang Chen was like the center of a disaster, with a huge zombie torrent surrounding him from all directions. The more the better, the more the better. Zhang Chen's face was filled with a mixture of joy and madness, and it was terrifying. At this moment, he seemed to be on the side of the zombies. On the other side, Li Feng and his companions, who had rested for a night, had recovered their energy after eating and drinking. Although there were many zombies and even special infected people around the weapons store, the fire suppression formed by nearly 100 people quickly broke into the weapons store, and as Zhang Chen said, the walls in the weapons store were very thick, and there were many weapons inside, which was enough to equip 100 people. It's a pity that they are all ordinary stuff. Wang Yu was holding a submachine gun. There were only pistols and submachine guns here, and no more powerful weapons. Wang Yu ordered, Chang Hao, let them bring more bullets, and each person should prepare a pistol and a main weapon. Chang Hao nodded and went to do it immediately. More than a dozen people gathered together, and each person had 5 magazines on him. However, when they went to get these weapons, they also had some minor friction with Li Feng's people. Since we have all the weapons, let's leave. Wang Yu glanced at Li Feng, who had just entered the weapons store. This guy was looking at the weapons in front of him with a smug look on his face. It seemed that his empire was about to be established. In this chaotic world, with food and weapons, he is indeed qualified to be king. Wang Yu came to Li Feng and said, Captain Li Feng, thank you for your care yesterday. My team and I will leave first. Li Feng narrowed his eyes slightly, and it seemed that he did not want to let Wang Yu and others go. Captain Wang Yu, are you sure? His tone was slightly threatening, and the people around him also moved closer to Wang Yu to block his way. Chapter 20 Tide of Corpses. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Captain Li Feng. Wang Yu raised his eyebrows and turned on the safety of the submachine gun in his hand without leaving any trace. The muzzle of the black hole was pointed at Li Feng inadvertently. Wang Yu's team members also rushed over immediately, and the atmosphere between the two sides suddenly became tense. At this time, everyone had weapons in their hands, and the bullets had no eyes when they moved. Li Feng could not guarantee that he would be safe. Captain Wang Yu, it's thanks to you that I can enter here from yesterday to now. Since you want to leave, I won't keep you here. Li Feng waved his hands to signal everyone to disperse. Captain Wang Yu, think about it. The two of us can gain more benefits by joining forces. You take a dozen people and a dozen guns with you, which is a huge threat to your survival. Then don't bother Captain Li Feng. More than a dozen people from Wang Yu formed a circle, wary of Li Feng going back on his word and slowly walking out of the weapons store. After everyone got out of Li Feng's attack range, they quickly dodged and left the weapons store. Boss Li Feng, just let them leave like this. Let them go. Except for Wang Yu's ability, what kind of trouble can the dozen or so people under him make? On the contrary, this group of people will drag him down and become a burden to him. Wang Yu's heart is too soft and will not pose a threat to me. Now that Wang Yu and others have firearms in their hands, at least they have a basic guarantee of survival in this novice mission. Wait a minute, what's going on? A fat man next to Wang Yu moved his ears and said, the earth seems to be shaking, there are many footsteps. Chang Hao. Captain, I'm already working. Chang Hao's eyes emitted the slightest light, and he could see everything around him. Zombies. So many zombies, you can't see them all at a glance. Too many. Oh my God, there are so many special infected people. Chang Hao closed his eyes, as if such a scene had scared him out of his wits. Let's run away, Chang Hao said, I can't escape. The zombies everywhere I can observe are like the tide. The surrounding streets were blocked, and these zombies were like bulldozers, just running over them. Find a place to hide. Hurry. Chang Hao, come find a place. Chang Hao immediately nodded and everyone followed Chang Hao around the alley and entered a second-floor store. after killing all the zombies in the store, everyone immediately used limited resources to block the windows, doors and stairs and hid on the second floor. What's going on? Why are there so many zombies? That just as everyone hid, a large number of zombies passed by the window, running in one direction as if they were organized and purposeful. Crazy, crazy, that everyone's scalp was numb as they looked at the continuous zombies below. There must be at least 10,000 zombies around. It took more than 10 minutes for everyone to pass by. These zombies seemed to be heading for the weapons store. Chang Hao stared at these zombies and spoke tremblingly. Weapon shop. Then wouldn't Li Feng and the others be in trouble? Wang Yu and others escaped, but Li Feng's people also discovered that a large number of zombies appeared around the weapons store. Boss Li Feng, there are zombies outside. So many zombies. Li Feng's men all panicked. When had they seen so many zombies? Why panic? We have weapons in our hands. The walls of this weapons store are also very solid, and there is an iron fence around it. If these zombies dare to come, they will give us experience points. Brothers, get ready, our opportunity to harvest has come, Li Feng said with a sinister smile, as Zhang Chen started implementing his plan. What a reliable guy, everyone immediately rushed to the front of the weapons store. The roaring sounds of the approaching zombies even drowned out the gunshots. Only 10 seconds after the gunshots were fired, the zombies had already broken through the outermost iron net, advancing too fast. At this time, Zhang Chen had already thrown the zombie trap in his hand into the weapons store. Zhang Chen stood on a tall building and looked at everything in front of him with the corners of his mouth slightly raised. Everything was according to his plan. Brother Li Feng, I can't stop you anymore. As soon as the news was reported inside, the door was blocked outside. Li Feng frowned and stood at the window on the second floor looking outside. Everyone had broken the windows and stood on the windows to shoot, but they still couldn't stop the crazy hordes of zombies outside. Fortunately, the walls of the weapons shop are thick enough to block the zombies that are coming like a tide. At this time Li Feng discovered someone. Zhang Chen. Li Feng suddenly broke the window in front of him. Zhang Chen. Li Feng yelled with all his strength. Zhang Chen smiled and waved his hands to indicate that Li Feng heard him. What the hell is going on? Where is Wei Junfa? Is this your plan? Zhang Chen smiled calmly and said, Li Feng, this is my plan. Wei Junfa was killed by me. How about it? Are you satisfied with the zombies I prepared for you? Zhang Chen, you dare to play tricks on me. Li Feng's eyes widened and he understood what was going on, but he couldn't figure out why he would take action against him since he had no enmity with Zhang Chen. Several strong men below have begun to attack the door of the weapon shop, and the door is shaking under the impact of the strong men. Find something to block the door quickly. Kill those special infected people. Li Feng was anxious. In this situation, if the door was breached, they would surely die. Boss Li Feng, I left a good thing for you in the weapon shop. Do you want to know what it is? Zhang Chen's smile became even stronger and he said, I left a bomb for you. Before he returned to the snack bar, Zhang Chen had already entered the weapon shop and exchanged an explosive from the Lord God and placed it in the weapon shop. The walls in the weapon shop are indeed thick, but under the dual impact of zombies and explosives, they will definitely explode. Once the bomb explodes, Li Feng and others will all die in the weapon shop. Holding the remote control in his hand, Zhang Chen smiled and pressed it. Instantly, the door of the weapon shop was blown open, and the zombies rushed into the weapon shop like a flood. Li Feng was going crazy. He had no idea where Zhang Chen found the bomb and when he placed it in the weapon shop. He had been watching him last night. The people around Li Feng were still ambitious last night, and they were still imagining the future just now, but now they all covered their heads in despair, or maybe he was shooting madly and was completely trapped in a desperate situation. Don't panic, everyone blocked the entrance to the second floor. Fortunately, the stairs in the store were very narrow, and these zombies could not rush up in one breath. Quick, block the gap. Li Feng could not stay calm and wanted to find a way to escape, but the weapons store was full of zombies inside and outside. There was no place to escape. Zhang Chen. I have no grudges against you. Don't say these things. I can't help myself in such a place. You just happen to appear in my sight. These more than 100 people will be buried with you. Go with peace of mind. Zhang Chen grinned. At this time, Li Feng was already a turtle in a jar with nowhere to escape.